Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'd like to discuss another wasted opportunity in Wings of Fire, Moonwatcher. She had the potential to be one of the best characters in the series, but things fell flat after Moon Rising. I'm not the only person who thinks this either, and I do feel like it needs to be discussed, because Moonwatcher was a complete wasted opportunity after she served her purpose plot-wise. The video contains spoilers for Moon Rising, as well as some other spoilers for books in Arc 2, so please keep that in mind. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. When I finished Arc 1, I was a little nervous to read Arc 2 and feared that it wouldn't be as good as the previous arc. But the exact opposite happened. It became my new favorite arc in the series. It started super well and ended pretty decently compared to the other arcs. But there was one problem in Wasted Opportunity I couldn't stop thinking about, especially because Moon Rising is one of my favorite books in the series. Moonwatcher's character is practically ruined after a POV book, and here's why. In Moon Rising, Moonwatcher is displayed as being a very socially awkward dragon who has mind-reading powers she cannot turn off, and foresight. Because Moon wanted to keep her powers a secret, she came off even more mysterious and shy than she would have hoped. But despite her awkwardness and the struggles of dealing with her powers, Moon was still able to make friends at Jade Mountain Academy. Though she originally feared the idea of being with so many dragons, she finally realized how to cope with the stress, and, by the end of the book, was able to function well enough at the school on her own, to the point where she wished to stay. I honestly just loved how relatable Moonwatcher was, and how her sensory overloads were depicted. That sense of loneliness and isolation was really captured well, and being bombarded with other dragons' thoughts could be a reference to actual social anxiety, in which you feel as though everyone is judging you. I'm not sure if Tui meant it like that, but regardless, it is a great way of looking at it. It especially intrigued me because I could relate to the idea of people wanting to be your friend, but you not wanting to be theirs, and wishing to be left alone. It's a concept that isn't touched much in the series. Her conversations with Darkstalker were really some of the best moments, and the way she felt like she could confide in him was honestly pretty relatable in a sense. Moon isolated herself, though she soon learned that she didn't need Darkstalker. It was a toxic relationship, and she soon blocked him off from her thoughts, so she could feel free from her ties with him. And only then was Moonwatcher finally able to understand that she did want to be friends with her clawmates, and was able to find a way to stop the mind reading from occurring. Moonwatcher's moments with Keebly, Winter, and Kinkajou were some of the best times in the series, and I enjoyed every moment we got to spend with the Jade Winglet. So, if I said all this great stuff about Moonwatcher's character, why do I feel like she was a wasted opportunity? Well, because after Moon Rising, Moon completely fell flat. She was pushed into the background so the next character could have a POV, and she only remained after telling the prophecy just to be part of a love triangle. That's all Tui did with her after that point, and it's kind of disappointing. You think that being the first Nightwing to have powers in over 2,000 years would be a bigger deal to everyone, right? Yet nobody seems to care or is even bothered by it much after her book ends and the POV shifts to Winter. After that, Moon is only important for the Keebly, Moonwatcher, and Winter love triangle. Once the prophecy is spoken and she deals with the issues of her book, she serves her purpose and is barely used again in the plot. It's honestly pretty disappointing because Moon had the potential to be an amazing side character even after her book. Tui knows how much of a fan favorite she is, which is likely why she'll be including a lot of fan favorite characters go to Pantala as part of the Secret Selves team, but that's besides the point. Moonwatcher is a relatable character for many and often serves as a comfort character due to her relatability, but after saying the Jade Mountain prophecy and dealing with the issues at the Academy, she only stays in the series as a prominent role, if you could even call it that, just to be a part of the angle. Her powers could have been used so many times, but she just stands on the sidelines, and it's more of just like, Moonwatcher's here too, just so you remember she's even still there. And once Keebly gets with Moon, all she does in the series from that point forward is just be his girlfriend. That's it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's my favorite ship in Wings of Fire, but I'm still disappointed? I'm not really sure how to put it. I hope Moon serves a larger purpose in the Flames of Hope, or at least assists them in more than one way along their journey, rather than just stand next to Keebly the whole time. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you guys think about Moonwatcher? Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.